Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. I have a question for you guys today that we always ponder on the retail side and on the court side. Are tennis players cheap? Are you guys cheap? You guys are tennis players. Think about it though. Think about it seriously. Are you guys cheap? Stay tuned. All right, guys. So, question of the day. Are tennis players cheap? Let's take a look at the game, though, of tennis. But before we do that, I thank you generous people for buying me a coffee. If you want to support me and support the channel, and especially my coffee habit, the network is buymeacoffee.com/tennis spin. Link is below. All right, guys. So there was a guy that I used to work with at the club, and whenever somebody kind of threw the cheap card out at him, saying, "Hey, can I get a deal on that?" Or, "Ooh, can I get a discount on that?" Or, "Hey, can I get a 2-for-1?" He would always go like a bird, "Cheap, cheap, 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 cheap. Cheap, 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 cheap." I would always laugh when he would do that. There is an aura of tennis people being cheap. You guys should understand that. I see it. I don't see it all the time, but I definitely see it. It's kind of like you got one bad apple ruining it for everybody else. You got one person just kind of being the way they are. And I understand it. I understand it. It's a cultural thing sometimes. It's how you were raised. Tennis is just one of those sports that it's essentially free. If you think about it this way, you can go out to a tennis court, that's free. You can get some old rackets, that's free. You can get old tennis balls that's lying around, that's free. You can wear whatever you have on and play tennis, that's free. So essentially, the game can be free to you. Right? If you look at it that way, tennis is free. Therefore, when somebody has to spend money on tennis balls, restring, regrip, new racket, new shoes, it's kind of different. Now I have to spend money. So it's not free at that point. Therefore, but your kind of free hat is still on, saying, "Man, I don't need to pay for this game. It's supposed to be free." Right? So it's one of those games that some people dread spending money on. I see it all the time. They have grips on for 20 years. They have shoes on that was on for 20 years. They have these caps on for who knows how long, because they've sweated through it already, and all I see are sweat marks. Balls that who knows how many times have been used. It's just the way of how it is. I mean, we're used to the $1.99 can of balls. Now it's probably $2.99 or $2.49. But balls have historically been cheap in the United States. Go anywhere else in the world and it's $10 a can. Therefore, they get reused. In America, tennis is a cheap sport. I don't know how it is in the rest of the world if there's public courts, but at least in America, you can play tennis for essentially free. So I get the cheapness. But I feel like people can get a better experience with, maybe upgrading a racket, upgrading a little strings, getting a grip on your tennis. How about switching out that old cap? How about switching out those smelly wristbands or those Foley socks? I get it. I get it. So the game of tennis, I feel, makes people think that the game is inexpensive or free just because we have the resources. You know, the rackets and things are just lying around. We haven't used them in years, or there are parents or grandparents. There's balls lying around. There's definitely courts locally that we can play at. So the game, to a lot of people, can essentially be free. So when you walk into a store, people also get sticker shock. It's like you haven't bought a racket in 20, 30 years. You know, a wooden racket was what, $10 when I bought it. And we're looking at, it's going to be about $250. So balls haven't changed much in price. Grips have gone up. I think everything else has gone up except for balls. So, you know, it's time to upgrade equipment and not walk into your local pro shop thinking, you know, you can get a deal. I have a question for you guys. Do you guys go into Walmart and say, hey, I know Sam Walton. Can I get a deal? Well, do you? Do you ask that? What makes you think you walk into a pro shop and get the same thing? Because what? Because it's more face-to-face? Oh, because you know the person there? You know, it's like walking into Target saying, hey, can I get a pack of gum for 25 cents? Don't be that person. Because we remember you. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. All right? So don't be that person. You're just embarrassing yourself. Just in case you didn't know who Sam Walton is, Sam Walton is the founder of Walmart. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us. But brilliant person. Very hardworking. Okay. So guys, tennis is cheap. I get it. Don't be cheap, though. Just do your thing. Play tennis. Buy what you need. And go have fun. Thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis.